on the subject of alcohol, which I'm thinking it's UK time, just gone 5, and my bar's opened. Looking at our rock tailors here, Dave Beeching and John, are you're both waiting for a drink? Are you? Are you drinkers?
I'm dying first.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, tonight. Tonight, definitely. Yeah, just I got some beer, bottled beer. Right draft really, but it's bottled beer, and it's called Reverend James. And I spoke to our local vicar, and he said, "Yes, I drink that, John. It's very, very nice." But, yes, he would. Yeah, Reverend James, very nice beer.
He drinks religiously, no doubt.
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, yes. Well, the thing is, I know when I've had enough to drink because I fall over and I'm sick everywhere. I don't know. Have you got a favourite joke, Dave Beeching?
Only one thing comes to mind. I remember, I took my ex-wife to a wife swapping party once. I swapped her for a set of non-stick frying pans.
That's right.
Best thing I ever did.
What do you do if your wife starts smoking? Throw a bucket of water over her. But my favourite joke of all, I don't know why, but it's the Irish guy who's drunk walking along the pier at Brighton, and the policeman comes up to him and he says, "You're drunk." He said, "I'm on a works outing." He said, "But you're on your own." He said, "I'm self-employed." And that's always tickled me for some reason. John, have you got a decent joke aside from the hot dog one?
Not really, no. I'm so sorry.
But anyway, so John's got a joke, has he?
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. It's called Doris.
Hi guys, it's only me. I just want you to be careful when you finish work. I've just come back to the car park. Just here you can see there. And a taxi driver just pulled up in that corner down there. And he waved me over, so I thought he wanted directions or something. So I went to see what he wanted. He had a funny accent. I think he was Eastern European or something. Cheeky bastard. He went and offered me a bottle of wine to give him a blowjob. Honest to God, I was mortified. Just down there he parked, just in that last space in the car, there, just in the corner there. Honest to God, just be on your guard, girls. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I remember showing it to some old boy some time ago when I first got it. And he said, "Oh, let's have a look. John, be great, that. Yeah, I'm sure." And he saw the bottle and he went, "What?" Fucking hell.
Yeah. You did that without moving your lips, John. It's very clever.
Oh, no, it's amazing.
But Clive, have you met a comedy hero?
Yeah, but I was too scared. Twice I've been starstruck in my life. One was quite underwhelming. I was flying back from a gig in Ireland, and Liverpool had been knocked out of the FA Cup, so they had a game in Ireland. So we were flying back, and the Liverpool team were there, and I was in awe. I don't know, I couldn't speak to them. But the main time was I was down at Stringfellows. You know, in the days when they used to have, when you were A-list, you get invited, B-list, and then you know, so you'd turn up. Well, we used to turn up at about 7 o'clock because you got the free drinks until 9 o'clock.
Right, yeah.
Fill the table with champagne and just have vast numbers of drinks, and then just stay there drinking them all the time. But
hang on, number 15. I've just put it up there. Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
There we are. Yeah, there we go. And then there was Spike Milligan at the bar, and everyone's going, "Go and speak to him." And I was literally, I can't. And they said, "Go and speak to him." And it's the biggest regret in my life that I didn't just go. I would have liked to have gone and just made a complete babbling idiot. "Oh, no, I really like it. I think you're brilliant. I'll go over to the," you know, I'd have loved to have done that just to say that I spoke to him. But I was too scared to go and see Spike, to speak to Spike Milligan.
And John, what about you? You met Buddy Rich, but any comedy people, anyone other than Buddy Rich you've met?
Yeah, there was when we lived in the Isle of Man. That was donkey's years ago. We did a few years out because one thing was divorce. One thing was we had to leave England for tax. We paid 93% or something. I don't know. So I went to Isle of Man purely because I had buddies there. Rick Parfitt went to Jersey. Francis was in Southern Ireland, and Al was in Sydney, Australia. So Frank Carson came over for the weekend to do some cabaret. He said, "Hello, John. It's a way of term. You know her." And for some reason, he came to my house with his wife, right? We had a bar in my house at the time, and would you like a drink, Frank? Mrs. Frank, yeah. What would you like, Mrs. Frank? Glass of wine. Yeah, poured that out. He drunk. I don't drink spirits, by the way. He drunk us out of vodka. I mean that, and he's still stood up. The only problem with Frank, as lovely guy as he is, he does his fucking act in at your house. And I saw him somewhere else as well on the Isle of Man, I think. Same thing happened. He does his fucking acts again, you know. So you think, oh, fuck, I've heard this. His poor wife, she's sitting there like, I think she had a bit of rope to hang herself.
Well, I was working with the Four Tops. I don't know what it was, 77 or something. And we were doing a variety show up with Granada or something. And it was the Four Tops and Frank Carson was on the bill. And I was with Levi Stubbs and we were walking down the corridor. And I was with Levi walking down there. And Frank Carson walked up and he goes, good. And walks off. You just told this quick joke and the look on Levi Stubbs' face, like, what the fuck was that? It was, I'll never forget it. As you say, just did his act absolutely everywhere. Yeah, so John, you used to live in the Isle of Man, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's right. Because we had to get out for tax. And the reason I went to Isle of Man was I had lots of really good party people over there. And they said, why don't you just come and stay, John? And so I bought a house and 4 acres of field on a cliff top, steps down to the beach. Very nice. Except when the fucking wind was blowing. Other than that, Jilly moved over. And said, what's that tower doing up there? Looking north, up the north of the island. And, oh, yeah, that's a control tower, right? Oh, yeah. Then I realised they've got a nice country house, 4 acres of field, beach, and a control tower right up north. And I went, now I know what I've got now. South of that was a radar going round, low to the ground. Oh my God, look out to sea. There's a couple of barges with flashing lights. It's a fucking NATO bombing range, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah. And incredible. So someone said, wasn't it in the paperwork, John, when you bought the house? Well, of course it won't. No. Anyway, so Monday to Friday, hear this jet noise. It was United States Air Force flying from Upper Hayford to Jerby Range to drop some practice bombs. Bang, 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 bang. It was quite a way out, you know, so it didn't really affect us in a way, except if any fishing boats in the way, it did actually get in the way, so it could be disastrous. But one day it was this noise, and it wasn't an F-111. It was something else. I thought, what's that? Run out the kitchen, looked out the window, and there was a Vulcan bomber flying quite low. And I saw a Vulcan bomber dropping bombs. It was great. It went round twice and disappeared. So I actually seen a Vulcan dropping bombs. Practice bombs that they were, thank God. But it was quite nice. Then we decided to move south of the island, down near the airport. Then we sold the house to a lady called Margaret McAlpine, and she said, hello, darling, I love your house. I'll meet you at your price. This is like 10 o'clock in the morning. She woke us up. We're Jill still in bed, right? She said, oh, darling, I meet you at your price. And it's not my money, basically, darling. It's the old man's. I called him shagging the secretary over the desk, so I'll buy your house. Fucking hell, I thought. It's true. Anyway, we'll probably get a phone call in a week's time for us. That's right, it's the Queen. And yeah, so that was nice, and we stayed there. But fortunately, we moved at the right time because there's a famous actor bought the house after Margaret sold it. And unfortunately, we went back a few years ago, me and Jill, to have a tour around the Isle of Man, and the house had gone. It's fallen over the cliffs. Not very nice feeling. It's just erosion. So don't buy a house near the cliff tops ever.
But John, where did you move to?
We moved from the Isle of Man to Oxfordshire, where I am now, in a little village called Shilton, between Burford and Oxford.
But John, aren't there airplanes there too?
Yeah, RAF Prize Norton. Yes. Yeah, and they took me up a few times. I've been at a few flights and that round, you know, when I say flights, I mean just circuits and bumps. But I think I was in the air because that's a school, you see. I wanted to join the Air Force, so I thought I was about 15, 16, and put a band together in Squadron 1475, Squadron Dulwich. And we put a little band together. There was a couple of guys in the squadron, the guitarist and the bass player. We didn't really do, you know, anything special. We were just doing shadow stuff as people were in those days. And two guys kept coming in. Excuse me, can we listen, please? Yeah, come in, you know. And they watching us play and that. They loved it. And they said, can we have a word? I said, yeah, what? He said, are you doing it with this? So I said, no, just weekends, just play for a bit of fun, really. Would you come and join our band? And I said, yeah, all right. So next weekend, we drove down there, me and my dad, because I couldn't drive, of course, and took us down there. And that was Francis Rossi and Alan Lancaster, and that became status quo many years later.
Ooh.
So being in the Air Cadets was the right place to be at the right time. And how we found this area was in the Isle of Man. My doctor, that's right, Pam Ayers lived on the Isle of Man as well, that's right. Then she said, I'm going back to live in Oxfordshire, John. I said, oh great, yeah, we're thinking of leaving. We've been on the Isle of Man 10 years, purely because we couldn't be bothered to leave, and it was good fun. Anyway, she said, look, come and stay with me and Dudley, her husband, Ascot under Witchwood, and we went to stay with her. Then we moved out and, you know, some B&Bs to look around the houses. And that's how, and I said to Jilly, look, we've got to live in the village with a pub, because what's the point of living in a village somewhere with no pub, nothing, you know? So we found a village with a pub, nice little house. And that's how we found, you know, the lovely part of Oxfordshire. And I lived here, I think, 35 years now.
Just somehow, John, the idea of, if I'd have known in 1970 that the long-haired bloke from Status Quo was having a pint with Pam Ayers, it just doesn't ring true. It just doesn't work. But no. That's brilliant.
Yeah, she's lovely, Pam. She's good fun. She really is nice. And in fact, we talked about the Air Force because she was in the RAF for quite a while before she came out as a poet.
Amazing. Yeah. John Coghlan and Pam Ayers. Bloody hell.
Sounds good together, doesn't it? Sounds good, that.
Sounds like a super group,
doesn't it?
Coghlan and Ayers.
Yeah, I teach her to play the drums and she sees me to be a poet. That could be different, couldn't it? Yeah, she lives in Cirencester now. But yeah, she's lovely, and Pam and Dudley. She's good fun. But I haven't seen her for a long time. But yeah, a friend of mine was a lovely lady I loved very much, Linda Bellingham. Do you remember Linda Bellingham, the actress?
Yeah.
There was a photographer called Joe Bangay, and he said, let's have a night out, John. This is years ago. There was Linda and another actress, and we had dinner somewhere in San Frediano's. Then we went to Tramp. Fucking hell, did we drink a lot? And I got back to the flat I was staying in because she went home, I went home. And I left my keys indoors in the house, and I had to break the window. I mean, like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning in Kensington, smashing the window to get in your house. You know? I expected the police to turn up. But I saw her many years later, and she was in good form, and she was a very nice lady. And yeah, you know, sadly missed. But then when we were doing sort of box, she used to go out with a lovely lady called Ruth who was in Fans People. She was a magic woman. She was another nice lady. You do meet some nice ones. And yeah, but you know, don't want to get too upset about it. But they're sadly missed, really.
Yeah,
look, here's one.
Hello, Jilly.
Is everybody all right? Sorry, I've just put away a bottle of white wine with a girlfriend, so I'm very happy now. So I'm going to look at cooking his dinner now. So,
go on, your mum's for your tea. Can't play anymore. John's got to go home.
I know, he can stay out to play as long as you like. It's wonderful.
I'm happy.
All right, guys. Well, look,
fantastic as always.
Thank you very much. Really
enjoyed it. It was a good one. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on board. A lovely way to spend a couple of hours on a Friday.
Yeah.
I love to see some human faces and actually talk to them. Go.